Alright, let's do another tier list. Doom Eternal DLC levels this time. I did the base game levels a few days ago. Today we're doing DLC levels. You know how it goes for the Ancient Gods Part 1 and the Ancient Gods Part 2. Ranking the levels on this tier list here. This tier list was made by this guy. 68 followers, not bad. Someone give him a follow, someone give him 69 followers, why not? Who gives a shit? So yeah, go follow him, whatever, I don't know. So yeah, let's just, I know it has all of the Doom Eternal levels right here, but it does have all of the DLC levels, and this was the only tier list I could find with all of the DLC levels. There is no individual tier list that I could find that just has the DLC levels and nothing else, not the base campaign. So, whatever. I could make one of my own, but I'm lazy, so, yeah. So the first level of the DLC is, well, DLC 1 is UAC Atlantica. Now this is a S tier level. This is a fantastic level. Even though they did nerf this level in a recent patch, a recent update, the level's still awesome. I love the platforming sections. I love how you have to activate the fan and that sends you flying across the space. That's such a great idea. The two marauders are brilliant, like simultaneously coming out of the portals in one of the final rooms. It's awesome. I love the scenery changes. I love how things blow up and it'll, sections of the map comes apart and gets destroyed, and there's like rubble across the place. It looks awesome. UAC Atlantica. Oh, and the rain is fantastic. The rain effect on the gun as you're holding it. Oh my god, it looks awesome. So UAC Atlantica, it plays great, it feels great, it's really cool, and it looks amazing. UAC Atlantica is S tier. It's one of the best levels in Doom Eternal, period. And it's definitely a highlight of the DLC, for sure. It's easily the best level of DLC 1, and yeah, I would say, like, even DLC 2 combined, like DLC 1 and DLC 2, of the two DLCs that were released for Doom Eternal, UAC Atlantica is the best level. Anyway, let's move on to the Blood Swamps. This is pretty A tier. It's an A tier map. It's not as good as UAC, but it is still pretty good. It has, like, the hub style of map where you kind of choose your branching path. You have to go to both of the paths to complete the level, but it's fine. It's a really good level. I think the two the two paths are really similar to one another, which kind of disappoints me. I wish there was, a bit more variety in the two branching paths, but whatever. If you can hear rain outside, I apologize. It just started fucking raining. Of course when I record, it rains. That's just what happens, and then I'm going to look at the audio. Like, I'm going to edit this video and there's not going to be any rain sound and I'm going to look like a twat. But whatever, it's YouTube. It doesn't matter. If I look like a twat, who cares? Not the first time. Anyway, the Blood Swamps. I got on a bit of a tangent there. The Blood Swamps, great. It's good level and all. I just don't think it reaches the heights of UAC Atlantica. You know what I mean? It's such a perfect level, UAC Atlantica facility. And the Blood Swamps is good. It's just not as good. And of course, we have the Spirits, which, is a polarizing enemy. I like the Spirits in small doses. I don't like them showing up too much. It's kind of like salt on a meal. It's like you have a bit and that's it. You sprinkle the Spirits in without overdoing it, and they work great. The Blood Swamps has a bit too many Spirits. For my liking. I think I said earlier, before, that I don't mind the amount of Spirits in the Blood Swamps, but it is, a little too much. I think there's 7 Spirits maybe total, in the Blood Swamps. It's a little too much, maybe a bit less. But anyway, they kind of poured it on with the Spirits, and of course, it's a new enemy, so they want to kind of show it off, but still, But yeah, the Blood Swamps, A tier. The Halt is C tier. I'm not really a fan of Halt, and I'm also not a fan of the Halt fight being connected to, the Halt's map, I should say, being connected to the Samya boss fight. I think that's stupid. I feel like they should have, taken the DLC 2 approach and just had the, Seraphim fight, Samya fight, whatever, as a separate level, like the Dark Lord, as a separate level. That's what they should have done. And, it's kind of disappointing that, once you complete the Holt section of the level, then you go to the boss fight, and it kind of just bogs down the experience. I kind of just want to play the Holt, and that's it. But no, I have to complete the boss fight. But yeah, moving on to DLC 2, we have the World Spear. This is just a B tier level. It's pretty good. It's not as bad as the Holt's, but it's not as good as the Blood Swamps. It's in between A and B. It's a little higher than B, but it's not quite an A. So I'm just going to put it in, it's more B tier than A tier. There's some good gimmicky fights in here, but there's also kind of sloppy placement in my opinion. Like the Horde of Imps is just silly. Like the imp rushes, I don't know. I guess it's supposed to make you feel powerful, but I don't know, it doesn't do anything for me. The World Spear introduces the Armored Baron and the Stone Imps, two enemies that I do like, which is good, but they also have some, strange gimmicky combat encounters, which, it's whatever. But, B tier, World Spear. Anyway, Reclaimed Earth, that's an A tier level. It's not as good as the Blood Swamps in my opinion, but I do like Reclaimed Earth, I do like the Cursed Prowler, and I'm going to do a video on the Riot Soldier because I have very mixed thoughts on him. The Riot Soldier is an interesting enemy in my opinion, and how it kind of ties back to the classic Doom games with the chain gunner, and the Riot Soldier is interesting. I'm going to do a separate video on that, but anyway, it introduces the Riot Soldier and the Cursed Prowler, Reclaimed Earth is good. It has a lot better combat encounters in my opinion than the World Spear. I do like it more, and I also like the aesthetic. Even though the World Spear does change up its environment more, which I do like, Reclaimed Earth is just a better overall level in my opinion. But I do like how the World Spear changes up its look. You have the forest area, and then you kind of have the snow, biome, the Skyrim ripoff. And then you kind of have the cave area towards the end with the platforming and all of that. I like that progression. But Reclaimed Earth, I think, is the overall better level. Just my opinion. Emora, C tier. I love the background and I love the skybox. Emora looks amazing, even though it does kind of borrow some of Erdak's properties with the doors and stuff. Emora, it's a little anticlimactic. Even though there's a lot going on in the background, the fights themselves are not that interesting. Although, I will say that they use the Riot Soldier enemy type really well. How there's 5 of them, bunched up together. That's how you use the Riot Soldier. And also in Reclaimed Earth, the Riot Soldier is used pretty well in the Marauder arena. How they are at, how they're positioned in choke points. So when you're running away from the Marauder, the Riot Soldier is firing at you. But anyway, Emora kinda anticlimactic. And, I don't know. I need to do a whole combat analysis video on Emora, so I won't say too much about Emora, but yeah, it is C tier in my opinion. Maybe it's a little better than the Holtz, maybe not, I don't know. That's all up in the air, but yeah, I won't say too much on Emora since I haven't done a combat analysis. By the way, I will have the combat analysis videos in a playlist, so go check that out when that is up and running, I guess. And the Dark Lord it's a boss fight, so I'm not going to really put that on the list. But I do like how the Dark Lord boss fight is a separate level. That is fantastic. That's how it should be. Just in general, I think the Khan Maker, I think, the Doom Hunter, those bosses should be separate level. Well, there should be maybe a separate menu to access the boss fights. I think that would be a good idea for a good update. That would be a good update. But anyway, the Dark Lord as a separate level, that is just fantastic. I don't know why I'm putting it in A tier. Just, I'm just going to put it back since it's not, a proper level. It's just a boss fight, which I guess Sentinel Prime is a boss fight, but whatever, I don't care. But, yeah, the Dark Lord, yeah, it's a boss fight, you know, I've made a video on it. So yeah, do you agree with my tier list? Please tell me in the comment section down below, and also rank these levels in the comments as well. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say on these levels and where you would rank them best to worst. And yeah, I guess because you can't make a tier list, so, I mean, you can in your spare time, but you can't, like, put it in the comment section. So, just rank them in the comments. I really want to hear what you guys have to say regarding these DLC levels. I don't think these come to being as good as the base game levels, with the exception of UAC Atlantica, but they're still pretty good. There's, you know, it's still a fun time, you know. I'm glad they exist. And also, DLC 2 adds, like, the meat hook traversal, which is awesome, and certain things like that, you know, the escalation encounters, and there's certain enemy types like the spirit, which I really like, and also the turrets. But anyway, please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.